Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So in my last video, we talked about strength training for women over 35, right? And oh my god, the response was incredible. I got so many DMs and comments asking, okay, I'm working out now, but what about my diet? What should I be eating? And the most common question was about protein. Like, how much do we really need? Is it just for bodybuilders or can we get enough protein from our regular Indian diet? These questions were popping up. So today we are diving deep into protein. And trust me, this is going to change the way you think about food. Because here's the truth. You can do all the strength training in the world, but if you're not eating enough protein, you are basically leaving the results on the table. Okay, so first things first, why am I making such a big deal about protein, especially for us women over 35? Here's what's happening in our bodies. After we hit 30, especially after 35, we start losing the muscle mass. It's called sarcopenia. Fancy word, right? Basically, every year we lose about 30 to 35 percentage of our muscle mass if we are not doing anything about it. And it's not just about looking toned or fitting into our favorite jeans. Though that's nice too. It's about our health, our metabolism, and our bone strength. So think about it. Have you ever noticed that it's getting harder to lose weight or that you feel more tired or maybe your joints are bothering you more? A lot of this is connected to muscle loss. So here's where protein comes in. Protein is literally the building block of muscle. When you exercise, especially strength training, you are creating tiny tears in your muscle fibers. And protein comes in and repairs those tears, making your muscles more stronger and bigger. But if you're not eating enough protein, your body can't do this repair work properly. Plus, after 35, our bodies become less efficient at using the protein. When we were in our 20s, we could eat less protein and still build muscle easily. Now, we actually need more protein to get the same results. It's not fair, I know, but it is what it is. And here's another thing nobody talks about. Protein helps with hormones. We are approaching perimenopause and menopause. Our hormones are doing all sorts of crazy things, but protein helps to stabilize the blood sugar, which helps in mood swings and the energy crashes. So ultimately, it improves your sleep quality. So it's not just about muscles, it's about feeling good, having energy to play with your kids, and aging very strong and healthy. Okay, so the big question, how much protein should you be eating? The standard recommendation you will hear is about 0.8 grams per kilogram of your body weight. But honestly, that's the bare minimum to prevent the deficiency. It's not optimal, especially for us who are strength training and trying to maintain or build muscle after 35. So here's what I recommend, and this is backed by research. Aim for 1.6 to 2.2 grams of protein per kilogram of your body weight. I know that sounds a lot. Let me break it down with an example. If you weigh 60 kilos, you should be aiming for about 96 to 132 gram of protein per day. If you weigh 70 kgs, that's about 112 to 154 grams per day. Now, before you panic and think, how will I ever eat that much? Stay with me. We are going to make this super practical and easy. One thing that really helps is spreading your protein throughout the day. Don't try to eat all your protein in one meal. Your body can only use about 25 to 40 grams of protein at a time for muscle building. So the rest gets used for energy or other functions, which is fine. But you want to maximize that muscle building effect. So, ideally, you want to have protein at every meal, like breakfast, lunch, dinner, and even at your snacks. So, aim for about 25 to 30 grams of protein per meal if you're eating 3 meals per day, plus 10 to 20 grams in your snacks. I know some of you are thinking, but I'm a vegetarian and I don't eat that much of meat. Don't worry, we are going to cover all the options like vegetarian and non-vegetarian. Alright, let's get to the fun part. What should you actually eat? And I'm going to make this super practical for your Indian lifestyle because most protein information online is so Western focused, right? Let's start with non-vegetarian because these are the protein powerhouses. Number one, chicken breast. This gives about 30 grams of protein per 100 grams. This is probably the most popular option. You can make it in tandoori style, curry, or grill style, whatever you like. Number two, eggs. One large egg has about 6 grams of protein. So if you have a 3 egg omelette for breakfast, that's already 18 grams. Next is fish. Especially great options are salmon, tuna, or even our local pomfret and mackerel. This gives about 20 to 25 grams of protein per 100 grams. Finally, mutton and lamb. They are good source of protein but higher in fat, so balance it out. Now, for my vegetarian friends, you have so many options. Please don't worry. First one is paneer. This is amazing. 100 grams of paneer has about 18 grams of protein. You can make it as paneer bhurji for breakfast. So you have got a great protein start to your day. The second one is dal. 1 cup of cooked dal has about 15 to 18 grams of protein. You can have it like moong dal, masoor dal, doodh dal, and rest. Next, chickpeas. 1 cup has 15 grams of protein. You can have it even as roasted chana as a snack. Next, tofu and soy. If you eat soy, this is one of the best plant protein. 100 grams of tofu has about 8 to 10 grams of protein. Next is Greek yogurt. This is much higher in protein than the normal yogurt. About 10 grams of protein is available per 100 grams. Next is milk. Please don't underestimate milk. 1 cup has about 8 grams of protein. Next is quinoa. This is a complete protein which is rare for plant foods. 1 cup cooked quinoa has about 8 grams of proteins. Finally, nuts and seeds. Almonds, peanuts, sunflower seeds, pumpkin seeds. They are so good but also high in calories. So be mindful of your portions. Okay, I know some of you are wondering about the protein powders. Do you really need them? Are they very safe? Which one should you get? Here's my honesty. Protein powder is a supplement. It's there to supplement your diet, not to replace your real food. Real food should always be your priority because it comes with other nutrients, fiber, vitamins, and minerals. But if you're struggling to hit your protein goals with food alone, protein powder can be really helpful. It's convenient, especially for busy mornings or post-workout. When choosing a protein powder, look for these things. Okay. Number one, at least 20 to 25 grams of protein per serving should be there. Number two, minimal additives and artificial ingredients. Number three, good reviews and a reputable brand. Number four, something that tastes good to you because if it tastes terrible, then you won't use it, right? Add 1 scoop of protein powder in the morning with your breakfast or as a mid-morning snack, which can easily give you 25 to 30 grams of protein. That makes hitting your daily goal much easier. But again, food first, supplements second. Okay, let me quickly bust some common myths and mistakes I see. First myth, too much protein will damage your kidneys. If you have healthy kidneys, there's no evidence that high protein intake causes damage. This myth needs to die. However, if you have existing kidney disease, then yes, you should consult your doctor. Myth 2. Protein will make me bulky. Oh my god, I hear this all the time. Ladies, protein will not make you bulky. What makes you bulky is excess calories and specific training. Protein helps you to build the lean muscle, which actually makes you look more toned and fit. 3. I need protein only on workout days. No, never. Your body is repairing and building muscle even on the rest days. You need consistent protein every single day. So here are few mistakes that I have observed, okay? Not eating enough protein at breakfast. Like most people have carb heavy breakfast. Poha, upma, idli and dosa. All these are fine. But add protein. Add some eggs or paneer or have it with dal. Second mistake, waiting too long after workout to eat protein. Try to have protein within 2 hours of your workout. This is when your muscles are most receptive. Mistake 3, not tracking. At least for a week or a two, track what you're eating. You might be shocked at how little protein you're actually getting. Use any food tracking app. It's really an eye-opening thing. Okay, friends, let's wrap this up. Here are your key takeaways. Number 1, aim for 1.6 to 2.2 gram of protein per kilogram of your body weight. Number 2, spread it throughout the day, like breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snacks. Number 3, choose quality sources like eggs, chicken, fish, paneer, dal, and chickpeas. Finally, protein powder can help, but it isn't necessary. So track your intake for at least a week to see where you stand. Start small. You don't have to hit your full protein goal tomorrow. Start by adding one high protein meal or snack per day. Then build from there. Remember, combining this protein intake with the strength training we talked about in the last video, that's the magic combination for staying strong, healthy, and energetic after 35. If you found this helpful, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends who needs to hear this, and subscribe if you haven't already. I will see you in the next video. Until then, eat your protein and stay strong. Bye-bye.